and nothing good of it comes of health-wise. A lot of good of it comes of it from it in terms of personal well-being. I smoked myself quite heavily for 20 years, and I won't lie, I enjoyed every single cigarette I smoked. I thoroughly enjoyed it and got pleasure from it.
This is, I don't really understand the whole smoking thing. I don't get why anyone would want to basically pick up a stick of tar and inhale this stuff knowing what it does to you. But nonetheless, I do believe in each to their own. And if that's what you want to do, then so be it. But you may be aware that England has a real desire, it seems, to be essentially a leader of the smoke-free conversation. There's a target for England to be smoke-free by 2030, and I want to discuss this. So joining me is Christopher Snowden, who is the head of lifestyle economics at the Institute of Economic Affairs. Good evening to you. I'm not a smoker. I don't like it. I don't understand it. However, is the government right to try and stop people from smoking?
Well, not really. I'm not sure why there is a target on this in the first place. If you get to 2030 and only 5% of people want to smoke, then fair enough. But if 10% or 15% of people want to smoke, then that's really none of the government's business. This was a target brought in by Theresa May at the fag end of her term as Prime Minister, if you'll forgive the pun. At the same time that she introduced a target for carbon emissions being cut to net zero by 2050. This is all stuff that she didn't really have to worry about. She was out the door. She can just leave these problems with her successors. So, no, I mean, there's no particular reason to think that that's the right level of smoking in the population. The right level of smoking in the population, as far as I'm concerned, is the number of people who are actually smoking in the population.
Yeah, but what would you say? What would you say to people that say, "Well, hang on, this is a great target because smoking, nothing good comes health-wise of people smoking. So why shouldn't the government try and do everything in its power to actually say we're going to really stamp down on this?"
Well, the key word there was health-wise, isn't it? And nothing good of it comes of health-wise. A lot of good of it comes of it from it in terms of personal well-being. I smoked myself quite heavily for 20 years, and I won't lie, I enjoyed every single cigarette I smoked. I thoroughly enjoyed it and got pleasure from it. I don't recommend it. I don't claim it's healthy. I'm glad that I switched to vaping, but no, I enjoyed it. I got plenty of benefit from it, and the evidence and the science seems to suggest I haven't really done myself any long-lasting harm. So, I mean, yeah, I could have continued. Maybe I wouldn't.
But it does harm, though, doesn't it? Lung disease, etc. It is harmful. I mean, let's just have a quick second to take a look at an aspect of this campaign. I think I've got some footage from it. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just showing right now as we speak. I think they're filling jars. Yeah, this is Public Health England lighting cigarettes and showing the impact of what it does. They've got cotton wool, because I just don't know if you can actually see it as well. So what they've got, Christopher, is they've got cotton wool inside this jar. They're rubbing the cotton wool around it, and they're showing what I'm assuming is tar. And I look at that, and it grosses me out. And I think to myself, whilst you might enjoy 30 seconds or whatever it is on a cigarette, look at the state of this, and why would anyone want to make that their insides?
I remember seeing very similar adverts to that in the 80s, and I still became a smoker in the 90s.
But why? Why would you see, you see a packet, for example. Go on, you see a packet and it's got all of this stuff on, you see all that stuff. Why would you want to disrespect your own body in that way? I don't get it.
Well, yeah, look, some people enjoy nicotine, some people don't. Roughly speaking, about 50% of the population have a taste for nicotine, and the other 50% wouldn't really use nicotine in any form if they were given it for free. We kind of know that because back in the 40s, before the dangers of smoking became well known, around about 50% of the population smoked. And it's because the health risks have become more well known over the years that we're down to now below 15% in the United Kingdom. But people do enjoy it. Some people, you don't, obviously, Michelle, and that's fair enough. But as I say, about half the population don't enjoy it. Some people really enjoy it. I loved it. I still do love it. I vape all the time. I absolutely love nicotine and I would not want to live without it. And there's lots of people like me. The challenge for the government, if it wants to take this target seriously, is to get people like me onto things like e-cigarettes, onto safer nicotine products. They are not going to stamp out smoking by just putting the tax up and banning whatever's left to ban in the tobacco market. They're going to have to, in all seriousness, start encouraging different forms of nicotine delivery. We need to embrace innovation and progress on this issue. Vaping has done more than any other anti-smoking policy to reduce the smoking rate in this country. And it's happened without the taxpayers having to pay a penny, without any restrictions on freedom having to be required. It's been great. And I think there's a lot more scope actually for that. A lot of smokers still haven't even tried a vape, haven't even tried an e-cigarette. Maybe some of them won't like it. Fair enough. It's their choice. And we should always remember it is their choice. But I think there's more could be done with the technology around vaping and other safer nicotine devices that possibly could get us to this 5% target.
Okay, well, there's Christopher Snowden. That's his view. Let me know your view. Are you a smoker? Are you trying to quit? Have you quit? What do you think to the government basically telling you that you will be having to quit? I don't like the sound of government telling people what to do, but what I also don't like the sound of is smoking. And of course, I just have to point out, Christopher was saying there about how much he enjoys it. The healthy thing to do here is, of course, not to smoke.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.